Hello, my friends. My name is Jack Descartes, and this is Sentinel Circle. Thank you very much for being here. This is just going to be a quick update video, as we always do on Tuesdays. If you recall, 2 weeks ago, I said that I was going to go to Dallas for a week for something for work, and that would give me a lot of time to work on the website. And that's exactly what I did, is I worked a lot on the website. So we're going to go ahead and transition over. So let me see here. Let's do it. No, we'll do it this way. This will be fine. Sorry, I want to show it a little better. I'm kind of cutting it off a little bit, but this is fine. So anyways, as you can see, this is the front page. A lot has changed. I figured, I mean, granted the content is still up in the air, but I'm getting to a layout that I'm happy with. So as you can see, we got like kind of an opening video to go with a nice little paragraph. And I think we're kind of hitting some themes here. The more I'm working on this website, the more themes I'm kind of hitting on, and maybe that's kind of the direction and the focus of Sentinel Circle in the future. One of the themes is this line here: too many of us are walking through life silent, angry, or numb, pretending everything's fine when it's not. And the more I talk to individuals, I know we did a stream previously about why men stay silent, and talking offline and online with other individuals, it sounds like a lot of people, well, a lot of men, let's be frank here, a lot of men feel this way. They feel that they are not allowed to speak for whatever reason. And maybe the Sentinel Circle is basically the megaphone that allows them to say whatever they feel. I don't know. But these are the themes that I'm running into quite a bit in my own writings, as well as talking to other people. So maybe that's kind of, like I said, the focus of where we're going. So we got a little bit more of who we are and what we are here. I did find this quote by Thoreau. Is it Thoreau? Thoreau? It says, "Most men lead lives of quiet desperation." And that kind of really struck with me. And I'm wondering if maybe that should be like the quote that we kind of rally behind. There's some other quotes that I have seen. Anyways, we'll keep working on it. We have some links here, like the charter is right here. And of course you can access everything up here. We got the support the mission here. I'll show that here in a second. I'm also going to link to my YouTube page here, but I'm thinking about like transitioning it to like a page on the website. What I mean is like, it'll still be on YouTube, but like have like a page on the website for those videos and other people's videos as well. I haven't really come up with that yet, but we'll work on it. And then of course, another bit of boilerplate about, who we are. I got to fix this. There's some text issues that I got to work on. But we're going to have like a newsletter that we're going to send out. We'll go from there. And then of course we got some links down here, another sign up page or sign up box right down here. So that's the home page. I'm really liking how this is coming out. There's still a lot of problems with it. It's technical problems that I got to work out. I just haven't had the chance to actively sit down and really work on it. I want to kind of get a better color palette, but I got to sit down and actively do it. And a lot of the problem is I got to sit down and do these things, but I'm trying to get things working first. That's what alpha phase is about, is you get everything working, get everything in place, and then beta is your cleanup, your fixing, and your coat of paint. That's what CSS is, basically, is your coat of paint. Another thing that we're doing now is I kind of did the resources page to kind of show my ideas for it. So again here, I want to have like kind of like a place where people can go to, like if they're interested in, like, how do I want to explain this? They're new to the manosphere. They're new to masculinity and all those things, and they don't know where to start. And my hope is this page right here is kind of like, you don't know where to start. You don't want to do the research. Here is everything, and then go forth with the resource that you have. Kind of like, think of it like a library or some kind of like bulletin board or something. That's really the best way to describe this page. So I put some like basic ideas here and just kind of tinkering with ideas. So like, for example, books. I'm not really a fan of Rollo Tomassi, but I put his book on here just kind of like more of a test of how I want everything to work. So I put down The Rational Male. This section here, the book section, would link to like, Goodreads for like a review of the book or something like that, right? And then of course, his name is hyperlinked to his website. So if a guy has like a website, we can link to his website just so people get a more unbiased view of the guy, right? Rather than finding out bits and pieces from other sources, because we know how unbiased or how biased certain sources are, and I don't want people to be scared away from a certain individual because other people don't like him. I want us to be as unbiased and as respectful to others as possible. Same thing with podcasts. We'll put podcasts right here. I get a lot of whole placeholders in right now. I'm gonna add content here in a bit, but like we'd put podcasts here. Like if there's a couple podcasts, I know there's some men in the manosphere who have like smaller podcasts. And we would put those here. Same thing with YouTube channels. Like for example, my YouTube channel's right here. Maybe like right here we can have tools for like meditation, journaling. One of the big proponents that I'm a big proponent of journaling as a whole. How I got started was bullet journaling, and I learned a lot about bullet journaling, and I feel that could help a lot of people as well. I'm a big proponent of it. So I would have like bullet journaling channels and resources here. Same thing with fitness and wellness, budgeting, sobriety. Of course, we would have crisis and help hotlines because, there are instances where, maybe I'm not available. Maybe you need like more professional help. I personally do not really agree with certain hotlines because they've proven time and time again that they have failed. The problem is that's kind of everyone's go-to. So I'm trying to find like different alternatives, like like I know suicide prevention has a hotline, but I know that there have been scandals where some of their operators have kind of hung up on people, or there's usually a wait time. So I want to put multiple here, and maybe arrange it by country or region or whatever, but I want to be careful because I know that there are like red flag laws out there, and I don't want someone to be afraid to reach out for help and then worry about, their freedoms being taken away. So we're trying to find alternatives to the mainstream so that way people can get the help that they need. Same thing with addiction, same thing with like, if you're a man in an abusive relationship, I want to get those resources to you. And then of course, communities like Discord or maybe forums or whatever, places where like-minded men like us will congregate, so that way we can get the word out there. And then of course PDFs. I want to, if there's like a free book that's like a PDF or an EPUB, obviously, I would verify it first to make sure that you're not getting like a virus or anything, make sure everything's legit. But then I would post it on the website so that way you can download it and peruse at your leisure, and all that good stuff. So that's what the resource page here. I know some people have asked about that in the past. Hopefully this kind of gives you a better idea. And then I've done the menu up here so that way you can straight go to it rather than having to peruse it. I would like to get a search feature here if you're looking for something specific as well. But so far I don't have content, so I don't really have a way to test that feature. So it's on pause for right now until I get some content on there, and then I can add it and test. Sponsors, we've got a donation page, which no, pardon me. Sponsors is for those who've donated or helped in some significant way. Pardon me. We got the support the mission page. This is the donation page. Unfortunately, we can only do like a one-time donation on this app that I have through WordPress. If I want to do monthly, I have to do like a PayPal button and a Venmo button. So I haven't had the chance to make those yet and get those set up and add them to the website, but those will be added. I've decided that any donation, I don't like doing tiers. Let me put it that way. I personally believe that even if you give like $1, because for some people that dollar means the world to them. You know, them giving $1 is like, you know, that could prevent them from doing a lot of things that they may want to do, you know, and I don't want to say, well, you know, you only gave me $1, so you're kind of locked out or whatever. I want to give everybody the opportunity, even if, you know, because every little bit helps. So I don't believe in tiers. I do have a tier system just to kind of give people like some ideas what would be nice, but there's always going to be a custom amount. I'm also redoing the Patreon page to reflect that. I just haven't had the chance to actively sit down and do it. But anyway, so you have that, and then of course you can remain anonymous. Or if you want, you can put your first and last name, your email address. You know, I'll reach out to you and say, hey, you know, do you want to be on this on the sponsors page and on videos? You know, if you're uncomfortable with that, that's fine. If you want to, I'll definitely put you on there. I want to be as respectful to you as possible. You know, I'm very appreciative of all the support that everyone's given. You know, and then of course, right now it's in test mode, so that's why you get all this stuff. You won't see all of this stuff here, but we're working on it. We're actively working on it. So yeah, that's basically what I did on the website. I had to do a lot of back end stuff to get all the front end stuff working. So that's again where a lot of this work is going to. I don't want to sit there and say I can't show it to you, but for security reasons, I really can't show you because if you guys know what the back end looks like, it could be a security problem. So I won't show that stuff. But as you can see, even though it doesn't look like much, it's actually a lot more work. Anybody who's done web design, especially WordPress web design, knows how much work went into this. Like this was me working a whole week of nights, like just to get this little bit on there. But I'm very proud of the resource page. Like that to me has been a very good crowning achievement. And of course, I'm going to add more as time goes on. Maybe you have an idea. I would love to hear everyone's ideas on how to approach this. You know, so don't be afraid to comment down below if you have an idea or a suggestion or something. Of course, you know, I'm using like default colors right now. I don't want to really mess with the painting too much. I'm also making the website kind of, there's a term for it. I can't remember the term, but basically I want to make it look just as good on a phone as it does on a PC. It's like reactive design or something like that. Anyways, so I'm basically making the website 4 times at this point, but, everything's looking really good. I'm very proud of it. It's still a work in progress. It'll always be a work in progress. But I just want to show it off to you because I'm very proud of the work that I'm putting in, and the people who have come up to me and given me ideas. You know, there have been some ideas that have been really good, some ideas that we're not quite there yet, but I do like them. I still have them on my spreadsheet of ideas, and like I said, I'm open to all suggestions. You know, I don't have all the answers, and I'm very appreciative of those who are willing to reach out and help and contribute in some way. Anyways, so let me swap back over here so that way you guys can look at me now. Anyways, I also want to say thank you to everyone who gave me well wishes when I had to take my break. I got home on Friday after training, and everyone was just commenting when I got home about how tired I looked. When I went and did recording the next day, I didn't have that fire in my belly. And I'm a guy of passion. You know, I firmly believe that if you don't have a passion to do something, I mean, granted, yeah, work, okay, everyone's kind of checked out at work, but if you don't have a passion for what you're doing, then why are you doing it? And that's kind of how I felt, is if I couldn't put out a product that I was proud of, and I know that, you know, some of my products are a little janky, but if I can't put out a product that I am proud of and I can respect, then I don't want to put that out there. Just out of pure respect for my audience here, pure respect for you guys. You know, I do value and respect each and every one of you. And if I don't have the respect to produce something that I can stand up proud and say, yes, I'm in full support of this, then how can I look at every one of you guys in the eyes? I can't. You know, I would never be able to respect myself in that regard. So that's simply why I said I'm not doing that. We're going to just put a pause on it. And I feel bad that I ran out of videos. I'm going to try and build that buffer back up of like a week ahead. But it's just going to take time and energy. And, you know, I only have so many hours in the day that I can do this. You know, it is what it is. Anyways, I just want to say thank you again. You know, I know everyone here has been so supportive. It seems like, yeah, we've had a rough start, but people are resonating with what I'm trying to do, and I'm very happy with that. And I will say that there have been people that I know in real life that is helping the physical aspect of this as well. And we're actually actively starting to work on that now too. Here in Austin, we're actually going to start reaching out to some of the men here who may not be tech savvy, who may not have access to the internet, who can't watch my videos, and reach out to them in person and, you know, gather them up, maybe make a couple sandwiches, and have a chat. You know, sit down in a park somewhere and start talking, and just, you know, maybe we're not going to solve the world's problems, but you know what? We might reach out to someone, and that's A-okay in my book. Anyways, I'm glad that you came back. Thank you so much for your time and for your dedication to this project. I hope you have a good day. Have a good one. Bye.